Hey, what's word players? I hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a very Merry Christmas and are looking forward to a great new year. Just wanted to take this opportunity to talk about how 2025 went and what to look forward to in 2026 and honestly just kind of talk. Alright, so right off the bat, I gotta say that my upload frequency in 2025 was pretty lacking. Granted, this was also a pretty challenging year. I shared about that in the last video, so I won't touch on that again. But I will say for 2026, I definitely want to do a better job of uploading more videos. That said, I did reach my goal of 135 videos, which was one of my goals of 2025. Granted, this is kind of a technicality because even though the number says 155 as of now, it is combining regular uploads with live and YouTube shorts, so but we're gonna count it as a dub anyway. I didn't make as many videos this year as I had hoped, but there were a few that I really enjoyed making. Just look at the stuff that I made. I did enjoy the I'm Washed video. Oh man, the Virtual Fighter video where I went to Frosty Faustings and interviewed players there. I'm seriously really proud of that video. Virtual Fighter Revo Bingo. That was a great one. Getting that S rank in Sonic Frontiers, man, that was a fun one. I enjoyed making that. Competing in the Christian fighting game community tournament. Probably hands down my favorite video that I worked on this year was definitely the Pi Chan / Lao Chan lore video for Virtual Fighter. I put a lot of work onto that and even got out of the way as to get this thing so I can capture some Virtual Fighter 1 footage, because I don't know why there is not a Virtual Fighter collection at this point, and trying to get a good version of Virtual Fighter 1 outside of having an arcade of that game, man, it is hard because technically the 32X version is probably the best way to play it, but it's kind of crunchy. The Sega Saturn one was rushed. It's not bad, but it's not great either. Remix is good, but I kind of like the classic low poly look of the original graphics. So this was definitely the best way for me to get footage for it, and I don't regret it because this thing is so cool. Something that I tried to do this year was manage two channels. This channel, the Wordplay, and my second channel, Wordplay Plays. It's something that I started to do last year, but I didn't really take advantage of it, and I was hoping to take advantage of it this year. So the idea was that I would niche down and that this channel would primarily focus on Christianity and fighting games, and then the other channel, Wordplay Plays, would basically do everything else, essentially carrying that same energy that this channel had of just uploading a whole bunch of stuff. You know, with fighting game content creators that I follow, just to name a few, like Brian F, Maximilian Dude, Rufomonger, a whole bunch of creators. They primarily focus on fighting games. Max is kind of the outlier here, but they primarily focus on fighting games and rarely talk about anything outside fighting games. And even with fighting game content creators, they niche down even further. So like say Brian F, you know, he focuses more on Street Fighter, whereas VDX, he focuses more on Tekken and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, I'm also a fan of other gaming channels such as Some Call Me Johnny, Scott the Waz, Austin Eruption. There's too many channels that I'm a fan of. But basically what I'm getting at is that these are channels that they have an audience that likes a lot of the same stuff, such as Nintendo, Sega, a lot of retro stuff, indie games, JRPGs, games that you may not even heard of. Just a huge variety of games outside of fighting games. Fighting games, they may talk about, they may be fans of, but they're not like tied into FGC stuff like traveling to Evo, getting a high rank in, you know, Street Fighter or Tekken or any other fighting game out there. Maybe they'll just occasionally dabble. They have their strengths and stuff that they focus on, whereas fighting game content creators, they just focus on fighting games. So that was the whole idea of like wanting to split the channel in that sort of way, where the second channel would be focused on like that kind of stuff that's not fighting games, and then this would focus on fighting games, Christianity, stuff like that. On paper, it makes sense, and it's probably a good idea in the eyes of YouTube because everything is algorithm based, so it probably makes a lot more sense to do it this way. But man, I found it way too stressful to try to maintain 2 channels. I was having a hard time trying to focus on 1 channel, trying to split between 2 channels and making sure that I'm not neglecting one or the other. It was way too challenging. Plus this year was already kind of difficult. And on top of that, something that I was kind of struggling with was when I made the decision to make this channel just primarily focused on fighting games, I kind of reached the point where I was kind of having a hard time really enjoying fighting games. Street Fighter 6 for a long time was my main game. Like, that was my fighting game that I was gonna stick to. It's a really popular fighting game, especially in Japan, and for a while I was really enjoying it. But I really have had such an interesting history with this game. It's been out for 2 years now. I still don't feel like I truly have a character in this game. I've shared this before, but I have such a character crisis in this game where before the final game came out, when we still had the betas, you know, I was a Chun main. Then when the full game came out, I was day 1 Manon, then I switched back to Chun, and then I pivoted to Lily, and then I pivoted to Rashid. And I guess for now Rashid is still my main, but man, I miss characters from previous games such as Sakura. I really miss Sakura. I really miss Manat. She was my main from Street Fighter 5. I need her back in this game. I miss Cody. I miss there's so many characters that I miss from previous games that aren't in this game. I think the whole thing with Drive Rush and Drive Impact, I think the game is due for a shakeup. I know it's a meme that, you know, with Street Fighter 2 and 4 and even 5, there was always different versions. It was like, here's Super Street Fighter, here's Street Fighter Turbo, here's Arcade Edition, here's Championship Edition. And it's a meme how Street Fighter was known to have all these different versions, but at least with each different version, there was always a huge shakeup. You know, there was a lot more characters, but it was also new mechanics that would come along. We got like the Ultras and in Street Fighter 4. I can't speak too much about Street Fighter 4 because I only dabbled in that game. I didn't really play too much, but with Street Fighter 5, you know, there was the whole adding a second feed trigger, there was feed shift, and all sorts of stuff that they would go on to add with the game. And I think Street Fighter 6 would benefit something like that because it's a good game, but it feels like they made it in such a tightly fashioned way that it's kind of difficult even for them to know what to do with this game. So it's kind of good. It's kind of a little stale for me. Again, not a bad game, but I haven't played the game in a while. And mind you, this was originally going to be my main game for a while for this channel, and then other fighting games would sort of supplement me taking breaks from it. I was gonna go hard onto Virtual Fighter stuff. I was starting to go that way with the Virtual Fighter videos that I made this year, with the interview, the Virtual Fighter 5 Revo Bingo, the lore video. I'm still working on the Virtual Quest video. That is gonna come. It'll have to be 2026, but it is gonna come. There's quite a bit of Virtual Fighter videos that I would really like to do. If this year wasn't this year, I totally would have made a lot more of them. I did enjoy playing City of the Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. I've randomly gotten into Fighting EX Layer. I don't know who to play Fighting EX Layer with. That might just be strictly a Discord game for me, but just messing around in the training mode is a lot of fun. Like, it is not a polished game, but man, it is fun. I don't know what else to describe it other than it feels good. There's also Tekken 8, which I've wanted to play more 3D fighters, and I'm so glad that Virtual Fighter 5 is back, and Virtual Fighter 6 will come out eventually. Oh, I really hope that we get more news about Virtual Fighter 6 in 2026, because man, talk about being strung along this year. But Tekken 8 was having a lot of fun, but I was already starting to feel the burnout with the heat system, and that was before season 2 started. I was kind of going on and off playing Tekken, but holding out to see how season 2 went. But then I saw the reception to season 2, and yeah, I haven't really played Tekken 8 that much either. It really stinks because I want to play more 3D fighters. Again, I'm glad I have Virtua Fighter back, but I miss Soul Calibur. I don't know. Basically, I wasn't really feeling fighting games as much as I usually do, which kind of makes it tough since I was gonna originally pivot this channel to just be fighting games. So with that combined with having a hard time trying to figure out how to balance 2 channels at once, I just made the decision, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna put everything back on here, just like it always was. Maybe I'll eventually figure out what to do with the second channel. In fact, I do have some ideas that I'll share later on, but for now, I'm just gonna make it easy for myself, just keep everything on here. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like for the algorithm, because they're probably gonna be really confused as to how the heck do you categorize this channel so that it can easily, you know, recommend it to new viewers. But 2 channels that I've really gotten into this year, one this year and the other for a while. The 2 channels being the Electric Underground. I think I caught wind of him through Virtua Fighter, but he does more than just fighting game stuff. Even though he knows a lot about fighting game stuff, he also knows a lot of stuff about action games, shmups, arcade games. Like he has so many different things that he's interested in, and it's actually really cool that he's not just locked into, you know, just fighting game content or just arcade games or just, you know, this or that. He talks about whatever he's passionate about. And then the other channel that I'm really into is Super Eye Patch Wolf, which I actually found out this year that he has a second channel, regular Eye Patch Wolf, where he can talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. And there may not be any through line as to what he talks about, but it's all stuff that he is interested in, and he puts us all into everything. So I think I want to take a page out of their note by, you know, if there's something I want to talk about and something I'm passionate about, I'm just gonna make it. All right, so what are my plans for 2026? Okay, right off the bat, I will have to announce, sadly, I'm gonna have to miss out on Frosty Faustings. To be honest, for Frosty Fausting in 2025, I wasn't sure if I was gonna make that, but the push that got me to sign up was definitely the Virtua Fighter 5 Revo tournament. There was no way I was gonna miss out on that. Again, really loved making that video, and I had a lot of fun playing in that tournament. And just being around so many Virtua Fighter fans and being around people that just want to see Virtua Fighter succeed. So that's a lot of fun. But I really gotta get money up. I don't know if it was just me, but 2025, it just seemed like everything was just hard money wise. Things just being really expensive, so many things going up in price, and just getting off of Christmas shopping. Definitely need to get money up. So definitely need to, you know, take a little bit of a break with the expenses in January by, you know, unfortunately not attending Frosty Faustings, but we'll definitely be watching online, probably watching on Twitch or whatever. And I don't know, depending if I'm not doing anything that weekend, maybe I'll stream it so that, you know, we can, you know, y'all want to hang out with me and watch some matches together. I definitely want to catch some Virtua Fighter stuff and Sea of the Wolves, because I've been really enjoying Bill Fury. I just wish I had more time to play it, but it's really fun to watch. Now, for the past couple years, my goal has always been, let me not focus on wanting to hit X amount of subscribers. Let me focus on uploading X amount of videos per year. There was one year where I was like, I forget which year it was, but, you know, let me hit 100 videos, which I got close, but not quite. I ended up hitting the 100 the following year. And then for this year, it was 135, which, again, we cleared that. Granted, it kind of cheated because I did not upload a lot of videos this year, but I did stream a lot more, which kind of raised the numbers up a little bit, but whatever. The whole idea is that I can't control who watches the video, who chooses to subscribe, or who chooses to unsubscribe. I can't control any of that. That is entirely up to y'all. What I can control is the videos that I do upload and how many I can upload. So it seemed like it was a good idea. But man, 2025 made me realize that I have a hard time with the idea of control. 2025 was such a challenging year that I tried to focus more on finding control wherever I could rather than putting control in God's hands. And it was just draining me a lot. I wasn't uploading as much. I was taking a lot of hiatuses. I just wasn't doing well because I wasn't going to God. And that's an issue. And that's part of the reason why I haven't been doing a lot of the parables, gaming videos, or just the videos where I combine Christianity and gaming, because I wasn't really doing well spiritually myself. Like I was still going to church every Sunday and every Wednesday. And so like I felt like I was just going through the motions. And so like if I wasn't really inspired by, something that I read in my quiet time with God, then I didn't really have anything to share. And I just trickled down to a whole bunch of stuff, like me being insecure about being in front of the camera, getting into like I don't like the way I sound, or I don't speak very well, but then like also being anxious that I'm not uploading. So it was a whole thing this year, or 2025, depending on when this video goes up. It was a whole thing. It was rough. So definitely a major change that I want to make for 2026 is that I want to have consistent daily quiet times with God. Number one thing should be reading the Bible every day. I will say having a cat has definitely shifted some things that I need to consider, because normally my most consistent times for when I would have my daily quiet times with God was normally during my lunch break. Carve out an hour, eat some food really quick, and then I would read. But lately, my lunch times, I have to run home to feed my cat. Then I also have to feed myself. So then by the time that's over, I don't really have as much time. Granted, I need to maybe instead of trying to watch a YouTube video while I'm eating my lunch, maybe I can just use that time to just really quickly get into the word. I gotta figure out something to carve out some time, because it is possible. It's just that how I used to do it before, which again was just had good solid hour to do it. Now it looks a little bit different, so I have to figure out a new schedule. Whether it be, I already have to wake up super early to feed him, because he wakes us up pretty early in the morning. So maybe I just do it early in the morning, or I try to squeeze in during my lunch break, even if it's not a full hour, but something. Either way, I need to figure out a way to do it consistently daily, but that's the number one thing. At the very least, I need to be able to pray every day, or journal, or something to have some way to make God present in my life at all times. So that's definitely the number one goal that I have for 2026. I want to make it so that if or when things go south, because we don't know what tomorrow will bring, I want to be so filled with God and trusting in Him that, I don't feel the need for control. Like, I don't feel like I need to control the situation. I can just put my trust in Him. So the whole theme is that I want to let go this idea of control and put it in God's hands. So then if something does happen, hopefully it's not like a really, really serious thing. But I will be able to, I'll be able to bounce back and continue making content. Again, as long as it's not like a really, really serious thing, such as another passing, or I don't know, something serious, where it might be good to take a bit of a break for emotional and mental health reasons. Hopefully, if I can be filled with God, I should be able to handle any trials that come along, because they are expected. It's not an if. It's more of a when sort of thing. Since 2026 is the year that I learned to let go and not focus so much on being in control, one of the things that I'm gonna put as one of my goals is I have a goal of 1,000 subscribers. This isn't to like focus on numbers or anything like that. Again, this is just kind of just an exercise, and you know what? I tried to ignore subscriber numbers, but you know what? Let's just see how this goes. You know, if I hit that 1K goal, amen. If I don't, amen. It doesn't matter. What that means is that I will definitely need to be in prayer a lot more in 2026 for this, and I will need to push myself to upload a lot more to give people a reason to subscribe in the first place. Another thing is that I'm kind of at a crossroad that, oh my gosh, I just said crossroads. Sorry, I've been playing Sonic Racing Crossroads recently. I finally got the game, and oh my gosh, that game's so fun. But anyway, I'm kind of at a crossroads as to what direction to take the channel. So my thing is that I'm a Christian. This is a Christian channel, and it's also a gaming channel where I talk about JRPGs, fighting games, and platformers. You know, lately I haven't talked about JRPGs all that much because I hardly have the time to play JRPGs as much as I used to. So I've kind of been focusing more on platformers and fighting games, but I still enjoy JRPGs. Can't really play them as much now outside of like bits and pieces here and there. But no, that's my thing. But then there's two passions that I've done that I've had on the side, which was learning Japanese and video game development. Like actually making video games, indie game development, essentially. One of my goals was to learn enough Japanese to be able to say and read Matthew 6:25 through 34. That did not happen. But I did learn a lot of Japanese this year. I was going hard on that with getting books, with really doing a lot of immersion stuff, such as changing the language settings on my phone and computer and game systems to Japanese, watching anime in both Japanese voice and text, watching some Japanese learning videos, using some different tools and resources, watching Japanese videos by Japanese content creators. Shout outs to Takido and Fudo. Playing games. I can't remember if I mentioned playing games entirely in Japanese. Like basically doing a lot of immersion stuff, which definitely helped a lot because it was one thing to learn stuff like hiragana, katakana, learning kanji, learning common words, which you should. Definitely learning traditional, but then also learning how it looks in practice. So it's definitely really helpful. But the roadblock that I ran into is that I need speaking practice, and I don't have the time or the money to do a course, nor do I have a partner or any sort of way to sort of practice with someone outside practicing just by myself. But if I practice with myself, then I don't know how to correct myself. You know what I mean? So because I didn't have the speaking part to really practice, which I feel like is like the thing that ties it all together to really solidify, this is sinking in. Slowly I just kind of went back on learning, and now I wouldn't say I'm necessarily back at square one, but because like I've learned enough that if I were to get back into it, stuff would just kind of like, I would have like a lot of light bulb moments like, oh yeah, I remember that, I remember that, I remember that, I remember that. I need to find a way to incorporate speaking practice, and I'm wondering like, would it be best for me to document my Japanese learning journey? Would anyone care about that? Because the time that I spent learning Japanese is time that I'm taking away from making videos or gaming, or both. I mean, if anything, it'd be just for myself, not for views or anything, just something I can look back on for myself as like a way to see like how far I've come along. But that's something that I've been thinking about. But then there's also kind of the same thing about the whole making video games kind of stuff. I would like to make my own games. I have made a few, just following tutorials, and I have both Godot and RPG Maker. I think I might have Unreal and Unity somewhere. I really want to learn Godot and RPG Maker though, but again, there's time. Man, I really wish I could have done a lot of this stuff when I was younger. Man, it's so hard to find time when you're in your 30s. So kind of similar with the Japanese learning. I'm not sure if it would possibly make sense for me to document me learning how to make video games, even if it's just like me following a tutorial or whatever. And if I were to do that, would anyone rock with me doing it on this channel, or would I possibly have a excuse to upload more on the second channel and have that be the more, this is me growing and me learning Japanese and learning how to put together a game sort of thing. I feel like that was initially gonna be the plan, like maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, because I think I talked about the same exact thing and it never happened, which was what the second channel was supposed to be for. So maybe that would just be a case where I just put everything here and then see what sticks. I don't know. I'm just kind of talking at this point. I think that pretty much covers everything regarding the channel that I wanted to talk about for 2025 and 2026. I could talk about some games that I played this year, which were, Fatal Fury, Sea of the Wolves. Such a fun game. I need to get back into that. Atelier Sophie 1, Atelier Aisha, 2XKO. I'm kind of waiting more on the console release. It's a fun game, but it really could do with more characters, I feel. And yeah, is it just me, or ironically enough, is not having motion inputs actually making it harder for me to play? Because man, I just want to do motion inputs, but having it be entirely button based is really throwing me off. It's still a fun game. I'm just waiting for the console release to be a good jumping on point, since I think that officially makes it the 1.0 launch, because right now it's still in early access. Other games I played were Gravity Rush. I want to talk about Gravity Rush because that game was really cool. I revisited Pseudo Regalia, Virtual Fire 5 Revo, which is now Virtual Fire 5 Revo World Stage. All the games I played for the non-horror games that scared me, but the games that I've continued playing since that video, bro, I got really into Halo now. So I beat Halo 1, I'm finishing up on Halo 2, and I want to play Halo 3. Also from that video, I really got into playing Ninja Gaiden Black, so now I really want to play through that. These next two games are interesting. I have Bloodborne. I got that, I want to say last year, 2024. I never had a chance to, I never played it because I don't really play on my PS4 that much. I primarily play on PC, so I always forgot that I had Bloodborne. But when my PC had an issue that was going on for a while where my hard drive was failing and it corrupted my video footage, stuff like that. That whole time when my PC was incapacitated, I started playing Bloodborne, and oh my gosh, I get it. I get why people enjoy FromSoft Soulsborne games, because oh my gosh, I've only had exposure with Another Crab's Treasure and Star Wars Fallen Order. I don't know if Kina counts. Probably doesn't, but I need an excuse to talk about Kina anyway. But I really enjoy Bloodborne, which led to me trying out the PS3 original version of Demon's Souls, because I want to play Demon's Souls before I play Dark Souls. Haven't beaten these games, but yeah, one thing kind of led to another, and now I'm like down the rabbit hole. And man, okay, now I get the hype. I finally got Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Oh my gosh, that game is so much fun. I'm having the same thing that I go through when playing ranked on a fighting game, where I'm having one more game syndrome. Game is so much fun. I also recently got Clear Obscure Expedition 33 on sale. I really want to beat this. I was just saying how I have a hard time trying to beat JRPGs because I don't have time, but this game, I hear a lot of great things about it. I've heard great things about it for a long time, and it looked really interesting. And from what I played so far, it is pretty cool. I enjoy it. It does really remind me of Final Fantasy before they went in the direction that they are currently taking. Hopefully Square can take notes because I enjoy turn-based JRPGs, but this having the element of a parry system where you can interact during the enemy phase. I don't know how many people make the comparison to the Mario and Luigi series. I've heard so many other comparisons to other stuff, but my mind immediately jumps to Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga and the GBA and DS games. Let me know down below if you made that connection as well. But no, I'm enjoying this game. I do want to beat it. Also got Ace Attorney Investigations collection. I cosplayed as Miles Edgeworth, so of course I have to play his collection. Finding EX Lair, such a fun game. I still am finishing up Yakuza Kiwami 2. Luckily, I have the GOG version that I bought a while ago because I hear that they delisted this game and then brought it back, and they kind of messed up some stuff. So I guess I'm gonna hold on to this version for as long as possible. But yeah, I think there might be more, but these are the games that I have played in 2025. I would love to talk about all of them. But again, this is really just comes down to time. I've been thinking about maybe doing an offshoot series of my word of mouth series, which that is more of the first impressions review type videos that I do. I was thinking of like maybe doing an offshoot called A Quick Word, or working title, where I just really quickly talk about different games that I've been playing and enjoy. Not exactly reviews or anything, just more no scripted, just me just talk about games I enjoy and would recommend. I don't know, let me know down below if I should go with that. I think that's gonna cover everything. So thank you so much for watching, not just this channel, but just for watching anything in general. If you watched a single video, multiple videos, if you subscribed, commented, whatever support that you did, thank you so much. It truly means a lot. It's crazy to think that I've been doing this for 5 years and going on to 6 years. I still feel like I just started yesterday and that I don't know what I'm doing, because truth be told, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I should have had a good grasp of things by now, but I don't. But you know what, that's okay. We will keep it going. But let me know down below, how was 2025 for you? Any games that you enjoyed? Yeah, just how did the year go for you? What are some things that you're looking forward to in 2026? And anything else that I shared, such as the learning Japanese, learning game development, that kind of stuff. Let me know if that's something that you would be interested in watching. If you're looking for a non-denominational church, down in the description below will be a link to a church locator. Also down there, you'll find a link to two Discords, my Discord and the Discord to the Christian fighting game community. Feel free to join those if you'd like. Last but not least, if you'd like to be notified of when I upload next, please feel free to subscribe to the channel to see what I have cooking next. Alright, thank you so much for watching, y'all. Have a happy new year. Stay safe, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.